Welcome everyone, Costin here with the discussion on Total War Warhammer, because for Creative Assembly it's one step forward and two steps backward. I was actually gonna praise them for two things: the fact that based on the rating that they showed in their latest rally point video, they will have mild blood in game, at least that's what the rating shows, and the fact that they removed kill sync animations, which actually are a problem. What I mean by kill sync animations is that from Empire, what they added in the game is that when two units of soldiers collide, individual soldiers in those units will seek each other in 1v1 combat and get locked to each other. And it seems they've removed that system. They've removed those fancy animations, which destroyed a lot of the unit cohesion. And it seems they also added the unit collision, right? Unit collision back into this year. So it's something more similar to Rome in Medieval 2 in terms of that, which is actually a good boost. But despite those good things, they then had to do something really crappy and scummy as well, in a sense. So it's been revealed, it's been discovered actually, that the game will use Denuvo DRM, which is a pretty infamous form of DRM at this point. You know, a lot of people, a number of games have used it, and there has been a backlash in every single case. You know, there's been talks of performance, all that. Not sure how true those are, you know, at this point, if there is a real performance impact at this point with the current version. Anyway, it's hard to break as a form of DRM. Now, the problem with DRM in general is the fact that DRM is crappy in general. You know, it would be preferable if games didn't have DRM, especially DRM that couldn't be broken. It hurts something like GOG, it removes a lot of the arguments in favor of something like GOG, good old games, which doesn't have DRM. We would be better off as consumers if we didn't have DRM. The more games use DRM, especially something like Denuvo, the worse off we are. That's one argument. Another argument, and this one is far more significant for the Total War community, is mods. You see, what Denuvo is, it's not quite DRM in itself. What it does, however, it's an anti-tamper technology that prevents you from messing with the game files to remove the Steam DRM, for instance. Not that Steam games haven't been hacked, right? Not that the games haven't been pirated. But what this means, however, is with this, Creative Assembly could really screw over modders in a significant way. And you know what? For the Total War community, mods are actually a really big deal. Do you know why people play Rome, original Rome, and Medieval 2 to this day and age? Mods. The Lord of the Ring, War of the Ring, right? The mods for the Third Age Total War, for instance, or Call of Warhammer, just to give you some examples. Europa Barbarum, and it's another example. There's so many mods that have been developed for Rome and Medieval 2 that significantly add. And we haven't seen mods like that, total conversions like that, because of how impossible really it is to do something like that in every game after Empire, because they really screwed over modders with that and they imposed restrictions. And it's clear to me that Creative Assembly doesn't want people doing mods because they want to sell you these DLC factions, they want to sell you these DLC unit packs, and if modders, you know, can create their own units, their own factions, create total conversions, what's the point, right? Creative Assembly has had it in, you know, they've never really removed the restrictions. One of the reasons we don't see total conversions is the fact that you can't do custom campaign maps for the game. Custom terrain there. You can edit some of the things in the terrain on the European map, but you can't do a total conversion like you would want to do in something. You know, if someone was to make a Third Age Total War mod for something like Attila or, you know, Warhammer. On top of that, for Total War Warhammer, they said that they were not going to give mod support because of the license deal, and then they add Denuvo. Now, Creative Assembly claims that this will not affect modding, but excuse me for stating the obvious. Why in 7 hells should we trust anything you have to say. This is a company that tries justifying Day 1 DLC with one of the most important factions in the lore in this time period, and that's the Chaos Warriors. Amusingly enough, the fanboys tried to defend that whole debacle by saying, "Oh, Chaos, it's just another faction." Oh, you mean it's just another faction, except the victory conditions require you to defeat that one faction and wound their faction leader, which is invulnerable. It's basically the Huns, as it's basically putting something as big as the Huns from Total War Attila behind a paywall, and then they do this, which will prevent modding, might prevent modding. And excuse me if I'm skeptical of Creative Assembly's claims on the show it won't affect modding. It could. Denuvo can prevent you from messing with the game files and basically, and not just the exit, just game files in general. Now there are Denuvo games that have modding, but I'm saying the possibility is there, and it's clear to me that they don't really, that to a certain extent, they don't really give a shit about the modding community. And one of the biggest Total War forums, possibly with a more active user base than official forums, is the Total War Center. I'm a regular forum poster there myself. There's quite a few people there, and they're basically saying, "Oh yeah," they're basically doing something that might screw over mods, and they're not offering official mod tools because of the licensing deal. So make your own decision on that. And they're introducing a crappy form of DRM in their games. One step forward, 2 large steps backward. Congratulations, Creative Assembly. Just congratulations. You really outdid yourselves with this one. What's next? Like, I really wonder what could they do more that would piss off people. I'm just wondering at this point, do they even consider PR or marketing? Do they even care how the community will perceive these things? Or are they just so thick-headed? No, I'm not gonna even say scummy, because they're just so thick-headed they can't realize the sodding problem with their damn fucking decisions. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we'll see what comes of it. Costin signing out.